Rosarita, how to work in groups. What are the group work rules in this semester? Yeah, so if we're talking about group rules, it is very important that you tell me always that you have a learning group. And I want you please to send me always the name of your learning group after the first 4 weeks of the semester. Just send me the name, fancy, give your learning group a fancy name, and the participants mail them to me, because it's very important that you work not alone on these cases. Sometimes you get so frustrated, and that's what I want to avoid. You find in the folder number 1 under course method, you find here the group work rules. I already opened it and I wanted to talk about them now. Okay, group working. Oh, Professor Richter, I hate group working. I love to work alone because to talk to others, to work in a team, this is so time consuming. And please rethink your own attitude to the topic group work. Group work is never just about working on a topic, but one goal of this form of work is successful cooperation. You have to learn how to cooperate with others, with students in this time now. But group work is a good preparation for the professional life. If you approach it with the right attitude, it is an important experience. For example, you need it at work, and you cannot avoid working with colleagues, at least customers. You have to work together with customers or superiors, and etc. It is only an advantage if you have already learned it during your studies to work together and in a constructively way in a group. Okay? Okay, so this is now the first thing you should, your mental thinking, your motivation renew maybe. We have here 10 rules of good group working from Clifford, and good group work requires first, one helps the other and encourages. And other opinions are tolerated and accepted. And listen, please, to each other, and listen to and respond to somebody else. Personal attacks and insults are no-goes. Please avoid them. No group member is left out in the cold. Everyone's gonna do their best, and the topic and the task is observed. You have to work and discuss purposefully to find an end, right? And problems that arise can be addressed openly. Please talk open about everything what you don't like. Sometimes you can also say, yeah, I like this and that. Everyone follows the rules that have been established, please. Another thing is, please, a lot of students always ask me, how many people should be in this group, and how many should there be, and what is the maximum? I tell you, finding suitable members means please sit down in a group of up to 5 people. Some students, they are only 2 people. This is a lot of work for each of you. Some of them are saying to me, oh, we have 7. Then because if we have 7, everybody of us can have a focus on one question of the Richter scheme. Or some of the groups have 10 people. That means we have 10 chapters this semester. That means also we have 10 people then, and everybody, each student is responsible and is in charge of resolve all the cases in one chapter. Yes, if this is your working, but the thing is, if you don't know exactly what one person is doing, then you have then to repeat and have maybe to make everything on your own at the end of the semester, and maybe sometimes time is short then. So make sure that if only one is responsible for one chapter, then please, he has to present you the results, and you make sure that you understand them. Good. Clarify competencies. That means who is familiar with the presentation software, who records the discussion results, who write them down and sends them at the end of the processing time to somebody else, right? So this is very important. Clarify and define the rules. Is there a boss where all the threads come together, or are all group members equal? How are you going to communicate? How long is the time available? And please, if somebody is doing a lot of work on some of the things, please enter your name, who contributed which idea, who wrote it down, who did the research, who transmitted the document. And please distribute sometimes tasks exactly in the group. Right at the beginning, tell them who's doing what, which question, which case study, where's the case, what additional documents are online, where should the results be filled or written down. And of course, please, we need intermediate destinations, the goals. The end of the machining time should not be the end of the machining. This is a word. First, create a structure of the solution. So go through all the 7 or 8 questions, write down 5 or 10 terms, then first the individual definitions, then only the case reference, and then for example, the consequence. Schedule the final check and the editing. At least 5 minutes before the end of the processing time, everything should be discussed again. You correct the errors, you make the formatting, and the final editing carried out. Okay? So if you follow these rules, you will have success in your group.